for the very beginning, trying to get the packaging to look as natural as possible. And I think we just stole the idea of having, sort of natural ribbed paper from wine bottles, because actually that was what, what looked best like that, rather than most FMCG products were sort of very shiny plasticized paper, and that was not what we wanted. Our vans were, definite inspiration from Dumb and Dumber. And they were brilliant. They were like the most effective sales vehicles you could have, because people were completely disarmed by you turning up in a grassy van or a cow. No one's on their guard when this turns up. So it was brilliant. And but once again, that wasn't all our own idea. That came from other people. I think one that, I don't know where the source of it was, because it was a guy, New Adam, who was our marketing guy, early doors, came up with the hats on the bottles. And I don't know whether that was inspired by something else or whether he genuinely came out with that idea. But that was one of the best things Innocent ever did, marketing terms, and still continues, I think.
Why was that so good?
It just, I think there's just something ridiculously cute looking about bottles with little woolly hats on, and then the way it was constructed by consumers knitting them, so it wasn't sort of factory made, and then the whole thing was charity. Just the combination of those three bits just made it just captured people's imaginations, and it was funny. We did it for 3 years, and we were like trying to think of the next big idea, and it was like, well, we should just make this bigger because it's brilliant. And when we realised that and said, right, let's make this our main sort of marketing push for the next few years, and we did, and it was just, people loved it.
And just for listeners, the hats, was that like? It was during a period of time you put a hat on the.
So we got consumers to knit hats for us. They all came into the office. They got put on bottles, and every bottle that was sold with a hat on, we gave 50p to help the aged. I think that was broadly the construct. And so they sold much faster. So we in the supermarkets were happy. The charities got a load of money, and people got these cute little bottles with hats on that, I don't know, that you found them on beer taps in pubs. You found people had them arranged on their computers in the office. It was just like a little bit of not taking yourself too seriously, and just a little bit of creativity coming through in little moments of joy in people's day. I think that's what it created, and as such, I think people loved it.
Let's wrap this up. Final question I ask all guests is what's one truth you believe that most people would disagree with you on?
One truth. Most people. What do people say on that? That's a big existential question.
Yeah, sorry. I should
throw that in right at the
end. So I'm trying to think what people have said. So, I mean, one of them is actually a chef called Callum Franklin. He did. Did you? I don't know if you went to the Holborn Dining Room.
No, I didn't.
Oh, because he used to do these amazing pies. He actually said his truth was like nothing is original.
Right.
So that was his. I'm trying to think what Giles said. Giles said. He said something quite commercial, which was, he was talking about like the hollow revenue and forecasting.
Right.
I.e. basically, like if you get your rate of sale at 10 stores,
yeah.
When you extend it to 100 stores, it's going to drop.
It is going to drop.
Whereas what people think is like it's
like
they draw a straight line. So that was his.
Yeah, that's quite a good one.
But I interviewed a guy from Warehouse Project, which is like a rave up in Manchester. He bought himself some time. He basically said Jose Mourinho should never have been sacked from Manchester United. But then his actual deeper one was his thing was actually, I don't know if I necessarily agree with him. He's slightly he's been doing this for like 30 years. He was like never slow down. So people are like, they sell. He built Warehouse Project into a huge rave. He had nights in Ibiza and Tokyo, and he was saying, most people get to my age and say, like, right, slow down. He's like, no. That was his.
Okay. I mean, maybe something around, a lot of the marketing is nonsense. Focus your marketing efforts on making a better product. That's probably the thing I'd say. It's served us well. People think about Innocent as the pictures, the jokes, the packaging, all that stuff. But in the end, actually, that was secondary to having a great product that was delicious, sustainably made, and consistently brilliant. And that's the hidden bit that we spent all our time on, that I think was absolutely instrumental to the success of the business.